So this may be kind of odd and unfamiliar to you, and if so, that makes perfect sense because you've never seen this before probably. At least there's at least a 90% chance you've never seen this place. And that is because this has been the server world for my vanilla Minecraft server. So the reason I'm making this part of this video, and yes, this is a modded episode, don't worry, the rest of this episode will be modded. I'm just taking a little bit of an aside to kind of discuss where I've been and what's up. So this server is basically the answer to where I've been. I got kind of burnt out on playing modded, so I decided to just take a break for a little bit. 1.14 came out and was really exciting and really cool. I didn't play 1.13 at all because 1.13 seemed, I don't know, like just disinteresting to me. And 1.14 took some step in the right direction, and for me, I don't know what it is. It's just the combination of things, maybe, or I don't really know. But 1.14 has made me play Minecraft Vanilla for the longest that I've ever played it since I bought the game back in beta 1.7.3, almost 10 years ago. So it's pretty insane, actually, how much I've enjoyed it. But I thought I would kind of go through, show you guys what I've been up to real quick, and then get on to this episode of the modded Let's Play series. So this is our area. It's been myself and my girlfriend. We have lived together. So this is our main house. There's an upstairs, and there's this little dining area, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to take this as quickly as possible. And then we have these little hatches that go up and down. So this is down, that one's up, and this is our storage. We have a little bit of cool stuff over there. We have brewing and alchemy over here. And then on the other side here, we have our enchantment room. So you go through this kind of long, dark, cobwebby tunnel, and you are revealed to this room, wherein we have our enchanting and enchanting-based things, and then we have enchantment all along the walls here. And then, let's see. That's fine. So again, this is our storage room. Our items are being held up by armor stands, so it's actually very difficult to see. But if I pull this up, you might be able to see check target. Probably not, though. We're using a data pack for modifying armor stand and such, and that makes it much easier. You hop through here, and there's a little secret area that turns into a much larger secret area. So we have our manual farm with a good bit of storage for all the items. We have a passive mob farm for sheep and cows, and then we have a room full of automatic, various automatic farms, and that's still there from earlier. So we have automatic cactus, automatic sugarcane, and automatic bamboo. So I've been crazy busy over the summer. I got on full-time at my research that I've been doing now for 3 summers, and at this point, it just kind of, this summer we had a lot of stuff we needed to do, and me going full-time was the only really easy solution to getting it all done by the time we needed to get it done. So in order to do so, of course, it was a huge sacrifice to my personal time, and when I came home, I didn't really want to record. I was just tired. I didn't feel like talking anymore. I just wanted to sit down and play games. So that's why I've been playing vanilla so much, and have been doing it completely off camera, and probably will never make a series of it, is just because I've wanted to get away from having to write up papers and code and do all this stuff the whole dang day that it's just been so dang exhausting. So that's where I've been. That's why I haven't edited any videos in a little over a month. It's pretty insane, I know, but we've just been busy. So this is the trading hall. We have 2 slots open, and then this villager here on the left has not had his trades bound yet, so we're still waiting to bind them. I have this mob-proof door. It's also villager-proof in case one of them happens to get out. We've had a few different iterations of villager storage, but that one's the most recent, and so far my favorite. Down here are my mines. Goes into a mine shaft, which is all lit up and explored because we're trying to make a mob farm in this area. We'll go through the nether. We've worked out a really nice nether tunnel. We'll hop over to the current most reasonable XP farm. It's not the best one. We have completely raided and cleared out most. We've cleared out the interior of a guardian temple, but I haven't actually broken down the guardian temple and made a farm out of it yet. So this is our mob farm. Mandy actually found it. My girlfriend found it. It has a skeleton and zombie spawner, within pretty close vicinity here. I'm gonna turn. I meant to turn this down. So you can see here we have the skeleton spawner behind here, and the zombie spawner behind there, and they just get piped in to right here. We have a trash chest that deletes things, and we have a storage room for just kind of some miscellaneous stuff. We have enchanting if you want to do that here, and then of course ender chests. And then, yeah, so basically, that's where I've been, that's what I've been up to. I'm gonna get back onto the Let's Play series soon. Of course, now the semester has started, but I'm only taking one class and I'm doing my thesis, which, coincidentally, part of the chaos of this summer has been helping me towards getting my thesis done. So I really only have to write a little bit of the paper and then I'm mostly done. So that's pretty convenient. We will hopefully be done with that, or I should hopefully be done with that soon enough. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. That's what I've been up to. It's where I've been. Just kind of thought I'd show off everything that we've done around here. You can see we have the end so far pretty default. Nothing too modified here. But yeah, so that's been pretty much it. This has been my vanilla server with a bunch of my friends, mostly. Mandy and I played probably the most, but there have been quite a few other little places, like here. We'll look here on the map. You can see over here is my friend Marx's place, and there are a few villages. There's some ice spikes, and then there is actually over here. I'll show you real quick. There, we passed it earlier. The very first mob farm I made was a pillager farm, just because they actually are pretty easy, even if you have terrible armor. But yeah, so we've been playing this since the very first one we played was 1.14.3 pre-1, I think, is when we started it, and that was the last pre-release that still had God Armor allowed. So you can see we've still got God Armor. 1.14 pre-2 and further started to break things. So you can see I made this little pillager farm here that allows you to kind of sneak in and get the bad omen effect if you really want it for some reason, which I don't think Mandy has, but I know I've done one raid so far successfully, only with the help of my Elytra and just like flying around and avoiding everything. But yeah, and so I hope to finally get back to the modded stuff soon. I needed just some time, some inspiration. I don't know, I've kind of had a bit of a mental block with the modded world, just because there's so much to do, but I don't want to just make it all simple and ugly and just boring. Like, I really like what we've done with this world, because everything is so thought out and decorated, and I guess this is what I've really needed. You know, stuff like this little cooking area that's a combination of effects, and, you know, having a little hanging light with a cabinet up there. All these little things to kind of help out, you know, because honestly, this is a good representation of what we do in the modded land. Is here, this is convenient, let's just toss them down, and that's the least worked on thing. But then everything else down here is like so very specifically thought out. Oh, and I failed to show off the super smelter at all. My bad. So if you stand here, it activates something that only sometimes works. There we go. So this actually shows off how the super smelter works, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I think I've really just needed this break. It's been nice for me to kind of be able to, I don't know, just mindlessly play games and not think about, oh, I need to record, and how do I want to do this, and, you know, can I cut this down to be the time I need it to be, and how can I make this thing that could really just go in a 9x9 hole and make it look good. Because I've been very concerned about that lately. So that's just kind of some of the stuff that I've been working with, and again, I wanted to kind of explain myself. So I'll leave you guys to the normal episode. Sorry for the little interruption, but just thought I'd kind of show you guys around and explain myself, kind of show you what I've been up. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Single Player Let's Play series. So sorry, it's been a little while since I've recorded. I've actually been put on full-time at research for a while now, and it just kind of adds difficulty to everything because I come home after working 8 hours or so, and either I'm tired or I have more that I need to do, so it's kind of crazy and kind of, I don't know, just exhausting. So I haven't really actually had a lot of time to play on the Let's Play world here, so not much has gone on in between episodes. I've just done a lot of mod updating, and that's just about it. And so, other than that, yeah, not really too much has been going on. But I do have a couple of plans for today's episode that should be pretty cool. So, first of all, I want to get started with a Cobbleworks. I haven't actually done a Cobbleworks yet, and it's been on my to-do list. So, the simplified definition of a Cobbleworks is going to include cobblestone and stone, which we already have done. We're just going to move it. Gravel, sand, and flint and glass. So it's going to be 6 different items. That way we don't have to craft them anymore. They will just be created pretty much all the time. So gravel, you can see we're pretty low on. Sand, we're actually okay on, and probably will be for a while. But this is going to require a few things. So why don't we head down to the factory basement and get those things kind of raring and ready to go. So we want to make sure that we have void upgrades where applicable, because that's kind of a critical part of this. We do want to make sure that we have no problems here getting large amounts of some of these resources. We don't want to run into any congestion or issues. Now, what I do want to do as well is get some of the upgrades. We'll probably grab Emerald Tier for a few of these, specifically glass for sure, and then sand should already, yeah, sand already has it. Let's grab one for gravel, and probably for stone, and probably another one for cobble. These are 2 resources that I actually don't keep a lot of for some particular reason. I'm not really sure why. I just don't. And there's really no reason for it, but I don't. So I want to do a little something for this. So what I'm thinking is we can come in here. And remember, I had this shut off here, although it doesn't seem to be working. Oh, right, because I turned all this stuff off. Well, that's okay. And so what we'll do... Nice. Alright, so and just to make sure this area below should be, yep, completely cleaned up. Nice. Okay. So the plan is essentially we're going to take what we have but move it. We don't necessarily want it to be where it was, but we do want it still. So I want to see the igneous extruder. It can be upgraded? Good. So I'm thinking we want to upgrade the igneous extruder at thermal. Do I not have the upgrade recipes taught? Okay, we should absolutely teach the upgrade recipes. I thought we already had them. So why don't we do that? Why don't we grab at thermal upgrade? We should know all of these things by now. We don't have recipes for the alloys, do we? We do not. Okay, let's back up a little bit. Enderium, we shouldn't be able to craft yet, huh? Enderium... I thought we had done all this, but apparently I had not. You can see we did do that. Okay, so why don't we get that done? I'll just put those there. And with that, I should be able to grab... upgrade kit would be nice too, actually. I'm only saying this because... the conversion kit here would be very useful, because then I could just click one item and then get them all, instead of having to individually craft them and then merge them. So now if I grab an upgrade kit, we'll grab just one of these. Let's just grab one, in theory. Yep, nice. Okay, that's excellent. This took a little bit too long for us to get to, but still super duper nice. You should know how to make a machine frame by now, for sure. And there are a couple of other things that I want you to know, so why don't we go and get those done. Nice. Alright, so we should be able to make pulverizers. I want to make 2 of these. Piston, and then copper gear, we want 4 of those. Actually, we want 8 of those, so we'll grab 4 more. Alright, so that gets us our 2 machines. Super convenient, and then we can just really quickly go ahead and upgrade all of these. May as well, right? Awesome. I did that math perfectly. That was loud, but I did the math perfectly. Great. Alright. So we are also probably going to want to grab some level emitters, but we will get there. That's a later problem. Right now I just want to get this running in the first place. I think a good place to set it up would be down here. So I want to make sure that we're optimizing our space as best as possible. So let's start with... I actually should have grabbed... I wonder if I still have any of those signalum plated item ducts. Awesome. Perfect. This is what I wanted. So we can have redstone furnace for... Oh, and you know what? I just realized we didn't need one of these. Oh well. So we'll have pulverizer, and then the pulverizer is going to go into one of 2 locations. So this is actually kind of important as to its placement. So this pulverizer is going to be the main pulverizer. It's going to turn the cobblestone that we get, which I'm going to put this right down here for now. And again, we do still need to go get lava. I just haven't done this yet. So we can, let's see, we're going to put a signalum impulse item duct there, just for convenience. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and assume that we're going to want them for a few of these locations, so we'll do that. And we can go ahead and route power down to this guy. Now I am going to cap it at hardened power levels, just to be sure. So we're going to want to produce cobblestone out of this guy. The other guy we're going to want to produce smooth stone out of, and I put a bucket of water in there, but I actually didn't want that there. I wanted that down here. So we will have water coming into these 2. I should have... well, maybe not. Oh, right. It's... I've been playing vanilla for a long time, and I'm used to having Silk Touch. Like, super used to having Silk Touch. So we're going to need to grab that lava. I don't actually know where our nearest lava pool is. I'm going to assume probably over here. Yep, there we go. So we need lava for smooth stone and cobblestone generation, both of them. Okay, so the lava will be a one-time investment, which is nice. We're going to want this. This is just going to pipe straight into our ender chest. This will be, both of these will, in fact. So we're going to have these import on the bottom. And then we will have them both exporting on the top. And then we'll have you exporting on the back as well. So then what we'll have is we'll have an impulse item duct going into here. So we're going to be producing smooth stone and cobblestone. At least we should be. So this is going to start running out of power. This should be fine, and that is because I forgot to actually put power in these. We may route power around to the front just for ease of use. Put those 2 hardens back. And let's see. We'll even connect that back up that. And then we will connect that. Alright, so now these two should be getting power, so we should be producing smooth stone. And then we're going to do redstone ignored for now. So that's going to produce an insane amount of smooth stone, or cobblestone. So you see this is just filling it away. If we go look at cobblestone, you'll see that it's pretty quickly, pretty insanely filling up. We're keeping pretty constant on power, though. We're not using too much. 300 RF per tick is a lot, actually, to be honest. This may have been a mistake. We may want to drop this down. This is, like, insanely fast. Yeah, I think 60 is fine. I don't think we needed all those upgrades. This, however, I don't know why it's not working. You had lava. You don't have it anymore. Oh boy. Well, I guess I'm going to go get lava again. Alright, so now you should be working. I guess it tried to use some of the lava up for something at some point. And again, 60 RF per tick for this guy as well. It's actually funny how the power maintains the same, but the speed actually greatly differs. Pretty cool, though. And so now we should be producing a decent bit of smooth stone and cobblestone. Again, infinitely right now. We do want to optimize this at some point, but we'll get there. So we'll use the impulse item ducts for a couple of things. First of all, we want to make sure that that does not connect. But we do want to make sure that when this outputs out the back, which it should, that it has a place to input into, which is why it's not. So now it is. Now we're going to see pretty much why we've got this working out the way it is. So again, this is a pretty useful point in the setup here, because we do want this to be able to work the way it is. I'm going to make sure that we can input from the backs of these machines. And again, I'm going to make sure that it's not going to do any weird connecting. So we want this to also, this will be basically our import line, right? So we're going to want one of two things, and in fact, we're going to want to get servo. Oh, I don't have servos auto-crafting. Let's grab a couple of these just to be safe. Okay, so the reason we want a servo is because we want to be able to round robin a couple of things here. So we want to, oh, and you know, I should have grabbed filter as well. I'll just grab basic ones. So I want to be able to describe what I want going where, which is kind of important. Oh, actually, you know what? We don't need that. That's gonna, all this is gonna happen on its own. I completely forgot. Crap. Oh well, it's fine. So we're going to want the left side to be introduced to both the back, right? So we will output out the back, but we're also going to output out the left. And so to the left, we want a pulverizer, and the reason we want a pulverizer is that we want, no, not redstone furnace, pulverizer. We want the pulverizer back here, because on this side we want to input that gravel, and we want to export on the back. So this is going to produce sand, and of that sand we want to, this we actually did want this for. So the reason we want this is because we want to be able to say round robin. So we want this to go both here and to one of these redstone furnaces. I know this is getting a little complicated. Don't sweat it. It'll get better. So we don't want this to import on the bottom at all. I don't like that it is. We do want it to extract and also input on the back. So what this means is that we should be getting glass and sand and flint What else? What else do we have? Sorry, I feel like I'm forgetting something. We have cobblestone, gravel, flint, sand, and stone, all coming from this little system. So I know it's kind of slightly wire spaghetti, but it's not the worst. So what we can do now is we can see stone should be increasing both cobblestone and smooth stone, and you can see that it is. Glass increasing, and sand slowly increasing, which is fine. None of these things have to be super fast. I just want them to be infinite. I want them to always increase. And flint. Flint should be slowly but surely increasing. This one's like the one that we're going to get the least of, because this has only an odd chance, 15%, of becoming flint, which is not a very high chance at all. There we go. So there we go. All those have been automated. Overall, pretty loud. Very loud. But you know what? That's fine. So now we're going to want a couple of covers to make sure that this all looks good and dandy. We're just going to use that same kind of derpy looking cover. That's fine. And then I'm just going to make sure that all of this remains the same. Actually, and you know what? This is really picky, but I want to make sure that this is on the right level. Oh, it's not going to be on the right level either way. Well, okay then. I guess I'll choose the level that doesn't show the piping. Fine with me. Kinda wonky, but whatever. So now we have this, and all that's left is to just kind of make it so that we can either see it or not see underneath. And I think what I'm going to do, just because the aesthetic could be kind of cool if we really worked this out, I'm going to clean this up a little bit, just to make this look a little better. So we're going to grab some stone brick, my default cleanup block, even though it's not the best block. It's one that's really easy to just kind of set and forget. So, and I'm going to make this take its turn somewhere else. And so what we can do, I want to see, how are we doing here? We're doing okay here. Is this decreasing or increasing? It's going back and forth. And you know what? That's fine. Let's see how we're doing over here. These are completely empty, but none of these are draining yet. Oh, this one is very much draining. Uh-huh. And your source of power comes from what exactly? Oh, it comes from all of this? Oh. Wait, this is just one of the things. Okay. That's not as big of a deal as I thought it was. So maybe we want to put a bit of a power cap on that, because it does seem to be using a lot of power. And it doesn't need to, really. Like, so let's see. We have 60, 120, 120, 120, 60, and 60. So yeah, we are kind of using quite a bit of power over here. Why don't we decrease the output to only maybe 400 RF per tick? Not even 400. I really feel like that's a lot, because we're always going to be using this much. So if we drop that down, then eventually everything else should begin to kind of taper down as well. So that means that you should be able to be filled. Yeah, you can see that it's keeping up with that 300 demand pretty evenly by plus or minus 1 RF, actually 1 to 2 RF per tick minus. So you can tell that because the max is 18 million RF, and we're at 17,999,699, which is 300 to 301,000, or 300 to 301 RF per tick more than the overall storage, which indicates that that's how much is being used. Just one of those cool little, wonder why that's the way it is kind of things. Also, I'm noticing that the noise for these has completely stopped. No idea why. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of clean this up a little bit. I seem to have sort of overdone it here with the augmentations. I think that's okay though, because then this will start increasing. So that's going to drop all of these down to like, what, 80? So that'll be... That's not bad. So that'll be 80, 160, 240, and then... So that'll be 360 in total, but we won't actually be using that all the time, so I'm not really too worried about sustained power. And then, of course, this can start working through all this gravel and sand. You should be allowed to round robin that. I'm not exactly sure why this isn't outputting more. Oh, because I turned auto output off. Duh. Because I didn't turn this on. Double duh. So we'll turn auto output off now, and that's there we go. That's what I wanted. And perfect. So the redstone furnace should be receiving exactly what it needs. I could grab one of these sand blocks just to make sure that only sand goes in there. So we're going to whitelist sand. Boom. Prevent oversending. Yeah, prevent oversending. Yeah, okay, so finally, I think we're at a point where this works. Gravel is going up pretty regularly. So this is an item marked off the list. So I think so far we are good now. We have all of these items fully automated. Pretty nice thing, and also one of those things that like we'll never have to worry about glass ever again. We'll constantly have glass coming in. So while we do know the recipe for it, we won't really need it. And we won't also have to use any of our other existing resources, like sand, which I have a butt ton of, and we won't need any more of, and we'll continue to get more of. So, the other thing on my to-do list is somewhere around here. Oh, right, this. 12 grid power shy of what I wanted. And I set 512 for no specific reason other than the fact that it's a power of 2 to the power of 6, I believe. And so you can see we're generating 500 from our dragon egg, which is great. But it's not 512, which is what I set before I got this. And I'm keeping that. I'm not going to change the sign. I'm going to change my setup. So I want to generate a little more grid power. We should have no problems making this mill. And the way that this mill works is actually pretty cool. So, I mean, if you look at the tooltip, it says it gives 4. It doesn't actually give 4. It gives quite a lot more than 4. It gives 4 per side. There are many sides. And so, as a result, there's actually quite a lot of power that it can give. But I think we're just going to put it over here by the water. It makes more sense that way. And in fact, we could put it right here, and then let the water actually do some of the work. So if we put that there, that's going to generate 14. If I break this block, it's going to generate 16. And either way, we only needed 12. And so with that, we are producing 516 grid power. So boom, take that sign that I made. $516 of 512. Done. So, another thing off the list. Nice, huh? So, the last thing is I want to get started with the design. There's a couple of designs, but this one in particular has been on my mind for a little bit. I think we've talked about it, is wither farming. So, wither farming is kind of tricky, right? Because we have to actually get the blocks down. We have very slow wither skeleton skull collection. I actually do feel bad with our current setup, so maybe we should consider this for another day when we're actually producing things as we should be. Because, I mean, honestly, right now we're just barely getting away with what we have. You know? See a lot of enchantments here. We could eventually actually handle enchantments a little better anyway. But we just have to get there. Okay, well, that doesn't really leave for a lot for us to do today. How about that Kikoku? And I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. I don't know how to pronounce this. So we need, in essence, we're going to need, I have to block this off. We're going to need 512. What is it? Pathetic? Pathetic. Which means we're going to need 2048 of this coal. That's going to be not fun. So why don't we get that started? And in fact, why don't we go and grab the upgrades for that as well? Because the upgrades would make this a little easier. So we can make one of these. This shouldn't be that bad. How do you make this? Enchanter. Enchanter? Enchanter. I want to make the enchanter. How do we... No. At extra, there's like a machine frame or machine block. Here we go. And then the enchanter. Is this a machine? I can't tell if this is a machine or not. And then you just want a book. Okay, well, let me find a pathetic book. Leech and sharpness works for me. I don't really care about too much of this. Enchanter. So I can't tell if this is a machine or if this is a... It is, okay. So it requires a full set of nearby bookshelves or other enchantment boosting blocks. Cool. Okay, yeah, I think I have seen this. So my question then is, could I not just swap this out real quick and do this one thing and then put it back? Because I don't know how often we're going to need the enchanter. Here, we can look through the recipe list and see. Looks like it will just randomly enchant a bunch of stuff. Evil infused iron. What's that used for? Not much. In fact, it would make more sense to make this, honestly, from that. Like, whatever. Okay, so yeah, no, it does not seem as though we really need this permanently. So let's just grab that power cell. We should have a basic one. In fact, we do have, actually, the advanced one as well. I'm just going to temporarily replace my enchanting table with it, because convenience. Ah, right. Out. So there we go. You can see that it is fully functional, ready to go. So we're going to need a couple of things. It looks like we need the enchanted ingot, right? So we're going to need 16 of those. Can you make the apples? You can make the apples. Nice. Alright, so why don't we do that? I'm going to grab some iron. Let's grab my nether stars. Let's see, 6. I've got 17. How many did I need total? Looks like 8. So we're good there. Let's go ahead and make some of these. This is slow. Not loving this. Let's make this not slow. Please. That's better. 16 seconds. Better. So, evil infused iron ingot will let us make the next tier. It doesn't look like it does much else except make a luck saber, which I've played with these before. I'm not very interested in them. I'm going to just make extra so that we have extra. And then, so what was it? It was apple. We needed 16 apples. And lapis, was it? And then it was lapis and enchanted or gold. So, lapis. Grab 16. Gold, 16. It's a nice recipe for the magical apple, though. Better than the original, which is like, yeah, this. What a pain. So it looks like I was right in making 16. That'll make this much faster. Well, not this. We're not going to keep this. Alright, and let's put that back. Alright, so now we have... I think we have everything we need. We have drop of evil. Yep. Awesome. So let's go ahead and make these. Let's see how that looks energy-wise. I don't want to skip to the drop of evil ones yet because these can use an insane amount of power. So we wanted coal, right? Coal was the concern. So that's going to use 80 grid power. Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's go faster. This is still slow. Like, how is this better? Is it that we... Oh, this is the one that you can have more and more and more of, huh? Yeah, that's what it is. I totally forgot that that's how that worked. Oh well. Might be worth making 16 of those, though. Let's go and grab a stack of gold. A stack of lapis. And then we're going to need... upgrade itself is just like this. Yeah. Let's go ahead and grab 12 more of these. So I'm going to go ahead and craft up, I'm probably not going to use these. I'm probably going to make 16 of those. Oh, which means that we needed those. So I'm going to make 16 of the middle tier, the one that we had here, instead of trying to make all that other stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Yeah, not going to be fun. Okay, so that's 16 of these speed upgrades, and so because of their stack size, we can now put that in here instead. That's going to use 272 grid power, which is fine. We have a ton of grid power. You can see, though, that is much faster. So now I just want to make sure that we have, like, maybe some sort of automation system, right? So there we go. Cool. I'll go and just give it a jump start. So what we need to do is we need to get 32 stacks of coal. So we've had 2, so we just need to get 30. And there we go. This should just need to sit here and do this for a little bit. I think that's pretty much it, and it looks like the hopper is just a pinch faster, which is good. That's what we want. And just a couple of little other odds and ends here and there that I want to make sure that we get a hold of at some point. So just going to go ahead and get that stuff kind of ready and raring to go. And going to go ahead and get some of that stuff also off camera. Maybe. I may actually turn it into a montage. Montage would be cool. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do a end-busting montage? Well, that was a pain. That being said, 16 later, we have all the elytra we need. So we have 16, including these black ones that are renamed, or not renamed. I got these from Dragon Scale. So that gives us the 16 that we need. As you can see, that will give us 15. 15? What? Hang on. Yeah, no, 16. Sorry. Yes. 16 elytra, which is what we need. And then for the inspiring. So we're going to need Kikoku. In the meantime, I'm curious to see how this has gone down here, because unfortunately... Whoa! Okay, that's done. I did not expect that to be done. Nice. So now red coal. That's not quite 2048. Alright, so we can start making some stuff, though. We can at least kind of get there. We shouldn't be too far off. So let's go ahead and start making the pathetic, pathetic opinion core. We should have red coal. And there we go. So let me go ahead and grab the ironwood planks as well. Nice. Alright, so we should be able to make all of these little things that we need at this point. So we're going to need the last few of these. I don't understand why it doesn't know how to make these. There we go. Holy crap. So we're here. We could do any number. Well, we could do these two if we wanted to, but I'm just going to do it. Wow. Oh, wow. That took a big hit on probably a lot of our resources. I'm afraid to look. Wow. We have 15 iron. Exactly 15. What happened? Jeez. Actually, yeah, I am kind of concerned. Why aren't any of these numbers going up? Yeah, okay, so it is coming in. I don't know why, but I had to load that dimension in. I'm going to keep an eye on this and make sure that it continues to. But I think for now, that is the end of this episode. We're going to call it there. I really wish that there was a cool way to portray this. Yeah, okay, that'll work for now. So, yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this episode. Again, just kind of been slightly crazy here and there, but hopefully I can pick back up on some sort of iron deposit between now and the next episode, because, wow, we used a lot of iron. So I guess that's going to call it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one.